everybody, it's Shantae from Simply Shantae's Plants, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You may have heard that Erin Condren will be releasing their academic planners for the next year tomorrow on June 8th. If you're looking for an in-depth review of the 3 planners they're launching, I'll leave a link in my description box below to my video where I did a walkthrough of the 3 planners. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 different ways to use the academic planner as a teacher or as a student. If neither of those apply to you, you're still in luck because I'm actually making this video in collaboration with Lauren from Plan with Lore. Over on her YouTube channel, she's going to be posting a video today that shares tons of tips and tricks for using this planner for something other than as an academic planner as a student or a teacher. Make sure you head over to her channel after watching my video to check her video out, especially because there are so many ways to use this planner. I'm going to flip the camera around so I can show you 5 different ways to use this planner as a teacher or as a student. In my last video that I shared about the academic planners, I mentioned this dual tip highlighter that will also be coming out. I recently found out that this is actually the free gift with purchase when you pick up one of these academic planners. These are only going to be available while supplies last, so if this is a tool that you want to add to your collection, make sure you grab an academic planner on launch day on June 6th. As promised, I'm going to show you 5 different ways to use this planner as a teacher or a student. The first way you can use this planner is for long-term planning on the monthly page. You'll also be able to use the 2 planning pages right behind the monthly view for long-term planning as well. As a teacher, you may use this page for unit planning or mapping out a scope and sequence. As a student, you'll get a global overview of what to expect in all of your classes for the month to come. You'll be able to add big events such as no school, as well as keep track of important due dates, quizzes, exams, experiments, or projects for each of your classes. Having a global overview will help you with your long-term planning because you'll be able to see where you're going to be the busiest and where you might have some extra free time. If seeing many things on one page is overwhelming for you, it may be useful to color code your classes so that way you can just look at one class at a time if you'd like. The second way to use this planner is directed towards students. The weekly view is a great page for students to learn how to prioritize tasks and create a to-do list. There's a section for students to write large reminders or events that are happening each day. There's also a section for students to write their to-do list, which also might be their homework list. Having these space right next to each other allows students to see where they're going to be the busiest and when they'll have a little bit of extra time. Having this visual is great when you're trying to prioritize what tasks to do first. If a student knows that they have soccer tryouts one evening, they may be able to figure out that they won't have as much time to do a bunch of homework assignments after school, so they may choose to do more homework assignments on Wednesday or Tuesday. This is one of the things that I have been working on with my scholars in 6th grade this year and have seen a lot of growth. This is a great tool for students when helping them understand time management as well as project management. The third way I would like to show how to use this planner is directed towards teachers. Teachers can use the weekly view as well. You can use it as a lesson plan. If you teach a single subject or just have a smaller group of students, you may be able to use these boxes for your lesson plan. Here I have one math block written out as well as the activities that will take place in this session. You can keep this book out with you when you're teaching the lesson to make sure that you're staying on pace and on guide. If you wanted, you could also write next to it what materials you may need for that lesson in this area. You could also use this area to write reminders for the day. On the to-do list, you could write tasks that you need to complete during the school day, including emails, calling families, making your copies, writing your quiz, and grading assignments. The fourth way to use this planner is also for the teacher. Here you can make anecdotal notes about what happens in each of your periods throughout the day so that you know how to adjust your lesson plans for the next day. Here is an example of how I would use this planner to write down some notes for each of the periods I teach. At my school, we have our students split into cohorts. We have cohort A, B, and C. I'm able to write down important things from the lesson that day so I can remember later on when I'm pre-planning for the next lesson. For example, I did a quick check at the end of my class to see which students are understanding the material, and 18 out of 32 students got it correct. That may help me later when I'm thinking about what content I need to review or if the students are ready to move on to the next lesson. I could do the same thing with each cohort. Again, I still have my space for my to-dos, which is going to be important things for me to complete before the next day. I also have a section to write down any meetings or any other noticings that I may have. The great thing about this planner is that there are several notes pages at the end of each monthly section. There are between 4 and 5 notes pages depending on how you split them up. The fifth way that I'll share to use this planner is for students and teachers, although I do have an example for a student right here. You can use these note pages to help you set goals. I borrowed a goal from one of my students to show you how you can use this page for goal setting. She starts by writing her SMART goal at the top. In the month of September, I want to read 1 fiction and 1 nonfiction book. She goes on to write how she will complete the goal, what tools she needs to complete the goal or could use if she's having trouble with the goal, and then how she will celebrate. Because there's some extra space at the bottom, she will also be able to add a graph here to track how many minutes a day she's reading if she would like to. This particular student loves to look at her data and asked me for a graph that she could glue in here in her own personal planner. Teachers may also be able to use these pages for goal setting for their classes or for their professional development. Because there are so many notes pages in the back, you could also use these for meeting notes, from professional development, or notes on your curriculum. That's it for this video today. Don't forget to head over to Plan with Laura's YouTube channel so you can check out her video on how to use this academic planner for something other than using it as a teacher and a student. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you can see when I post my next video. That's it for now, and I'll catch you in the next one.